Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we are back on World of Warships Legends. I can't get this camera to not like hit the bridge. I wish they would just move the fucking ship like, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet that way, so that way when I zoom around it doesn't hit the freaking bridge. Okay, anyway, and I'm just going to leave that part in. Alright, so yeah, the Wisconsin. This is going to be my first sort of impressions of this ship. This one is, I believe, the first Tier 8 premium American battleship. We have a couple tech trees, or one tech tree battleship, the main, and of course we have another one, the big Chungus herself, USS, what is it? Minnesota. It just came to mind. So yeah, the Wisconsin. It is an Iowa-class battleship, and in my opinion, well, not even my opinion, it's honestly just factual. Currently, it's the best Iowa in the game, hands down. From what I've seen, and from what I can tell, just from the first couple games I played, the accuracy that I was getting was just insane. Not like... Now, there, of course, it's still a battleship, so, like, it's not going to be accurate 24/7, right? I mean, RNG be RNG. Sometimes you're just going to get shit scenarios happen. It is what it is. But I'm sure if I play this thing more, I can probably get some crazy good numbers with this if I were to play it more often. So, without further ado, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the upgrades and loadout. We got my main battery mod 2, propulsion mod 2, concealment systems mod 1, and artillery plotting room mod dos. So there you go. Now, I don't even have this legendary or upgraded or, you know, epic. I'm probably going to do that now just because I don't even have enough steel to get it to the next thing, but I'm going to put that on just because this thing could definitely use the epic mod and make it even more cracked. Now for the loadout, this thing does come with 16-inch guns. You have HE shells and you have armor-piercing shells. Very good guns. From what I can tell. Now, there is one downside with these guns. I will talk about specifically the guns in the specs tab, but for now, you got AP and HE, okay? Damage control party, standard, nothing special. You got some standard heals. Again, you got 3 of them, nothing special there. You do have some observation planes that have a 10% main battery shell grouping when you pop them, so that's helpful. And you have something unique, a main battery reload booster, which is very, 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 very handy, mainly because of the reload on these guns. 36-second base reload on these guns, and this reload just helps a lot, okay? So, this reload booster helps a lot, is what I meant to say. When you activate this, you get a main battery reload speed up to 65%, so it cuts it. It's really nice. Cuts your reload down really quick so you can get off another shot. And it's very unique, and it really helps out a lot with that, that reload. So it balances it out, basically. Yes, you got a long-ass reload, but you got some infinite reload boosters that you can use every couple minutes, or a little over a couple minutes, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that. And you can get your guns off quicker. I am running the Epic Battle booster. I'm running some flags as well. I have the Wisconsin flag, along with the Big Whiskey camouflage. That the ship did come with for me. Here's the base camouflage, which looks, again, it looks really nice. I really like the look of this. It's got the good old classic wooden deck that all the Iowas have, or had. It just looks really, really, really sleek. I'm honestly probably going to keep this on from now on. But in the video, I do have this camouflage on, okay? Now, I will warn you guys, the gameplay is not going to be like anything crazy in terms of damage. I only do like around 100k, but it's my first game. It's my first game, okay? Like, it's nothing crazy. But, you know, first game, first game. Again, this is a first impressions video. I played it, and here I am, right? It's a first impressions. This isn't going to be like a crazy good game or anything. So far, on my build, 78,700 hit points, 40% torpedo reduction, which is kind of crazy because the Iowas don't usually have this good of a torpedo protection, so this thing can, you know, it can take a couple torpedoes here and there, but you really don't want to be. You're a big-ass Iowa-class battleship. You really don't want to be eating torpedoes, right? Really in any battleship. Even if you have like a 50% torpedo protection, you want to still try to avoid torpedoes, but that extra bit of torpedo reduction does help out. It's nice. Now, here's the main focus of the ship, the artillery, aka the guns. 406 millimeter Mark 7 50 caliber 16-inch American guns. They are fantastic. They are high velocity guns. They are 50 caliber, so they tend to overpen a lot more ships. But if you can manage to, like, you know, shoot at battleships and stuff, and heavy cruisers like Schroeder's and German heavy cruisers that just eat a bunch of pens. You know, the crunchy cruisers. There's a lot of them at tier 8. You will have no problems just absolutely fucking penning the shit out of everything. If not outright citadeling the fuck out of everything. These guns are disgusting. Okay? Now, obviously, if you're shooting at light cruisers like Dalians and, I don't know, even some like, I don't know, like Seattles and, you know, light cruisers, you're going to obviously have some issues, no matter what. But heavy cruisers and battleships, you're just going to absolutely fucking punch. Unless you have horrible RNG, then, you know, what can you do, right? 20.1 kilometer range on my build, 36-second reload on my build, 30-second 180 degree turn time, which is pretty good for a battleship. HE shell maximum is 5,700, fire setting chance 36%. AP shell maximum is 14,690, so that's pretty damn good. You also have some 5-inch guns as your secondaries, and they do count as AA as well. Here's the AA, by the way. The AA defense, pretty damn good. It is an American battleship. It is an Iowa-class battleship, so at the end of the day, you're going to be able to absolutely fucking shit on planes if they decide to come after you. So you got a bunch of 20mm Oerlikons, you got a bunch of 40mm Bofors, and you got a bunch of your secondaries, your 127mm 5-inch guns. They all do decent bits of damage, and carriers will lose planes when they send squadrons at a Wisconsin. Maneuverability. The speed is very good. It is 31.1 knots on my build. You can get that even higher. Let's say, for example, if I were to take off William Sims, if I was to put on my Takanashi Hashino, my speed would go up to 33.5 knots. If I wanted to build fully into the speed, it can get even crazier. Okay? I mean, 34 knots. You can get this, you can do stupid shit with this thing. I mean, if you really want to mess with it. But really, I would not build into the speed. The speed is just fine enough. A battleship that can go over 28 knots, in my opinion, is pretty good. That's fine. 920-meter turning circle, very bad. This thing struggles to dodge and weave and turn, okay? And the rudder shift is very bad. So that's one of the major downsides with the Wisconsin, and with all Iowas, really, is the fact that their turning circles are bad, their rudder shifts are bad, okay? You really want to be careful, you want to keep your head on a swivel, and try not to be the center of attention, because you really can't dodge very well, okay? And finally, the concealment, really nothing special here. It's average, 13.6 by sea, 2 guaranteed with a 15.3 while firing in smoke. You're a battleship, you're gonna get fucking spotted if you're shooting your guns, you know what I mean? Now, here's the armor. The armor is pretty average for an American battleship. Nothing really spectacular here. 32mm bow and stern, so you're able to ricochet shells up to 16 inches, AP-wise. Now, HE shells will absolutely fucking plaster a Wisconsin. It's just an Iowa, guys. Like, Iowa-class battleships, at the end of the day, they take a bunch of HE damage, and they take fires, because they're so big. They're so long, that's what she said. And they take lots of pen damage and HE damage, so there's really not a lot you can do about it. Taking away all of that, though, the Citadel is kind of below the waterline, which is helpful. So you don't get citadeled as much in the Wisconsin at medium to closer ranges, but at longer ranges you do gotta watch out, as shells can and will penetrate through your deck, get plunging fire, citadel you, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth, right? You gotta be careful. This thing does have a big citadel at longer ranges, like, right, if shells are coming in like down like this, you know what I mean? Alright, overview. Fast, I would say that's true. Long reach, I guess so. And barrage, yeah, because it has a main battery reload booster. The Wisconsin is an Iowa-class battleship and one of the last battleships commissioned worldwide. She participated in the late Pacific campaign, escorting carriers and shelling fortifications. Beyond World War II, she engaged in conflicts in Korea and the Persian Gulf. After colliding with a destroyer in 1956, she was repaired using the bow section of her unfinished sister ship, USS Kentucky. Since 2001, Wisconsin has been a museum ship in Norfolk, Virginia. There were 6 of these ships in the series, 4 of them were built, and the USS Wisconsin entered service in 1944. Yeah, all of the Iowa-class battleships, the Iowa, the New Jersey, the Wisconsin, the Missouri, all of them, you can see them today. They're all available as museum ships all around the United States. And it's kind of crazy because the Iowa-class battleships were the only battleships in the world to serve well beyond World War II. They served in the Korean War, they served in the Gulf War, they served everywhere. They were everywhere. Okay, these battleships have the longest service history out of any battleships in the world. And they were the most modern. Hell, they even gave these motherfuckers missiles, okay? They put some freaking missile launchers on these things. And they threw on a whole bunch of other stuff as well. I mean, I believe at one point they had helicopters off the back. They could launch a bunch of helicopters that could drop sonar buoys and, you know, do some ASW stuff. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Let's go ahead and jump on into the gameplay. Before I do that, here's the commander build. William Sims, Andrew Cunningham, and Otto Ciliax as inspirations. Flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, reaching out XXL, fight fire with fire. He's a legendary 4, rank 16 captain. And yeah, free to play commander. There you go. Nonetheless, I'm going to bring you guys over to the gameplay. Okie dokie, so here we are in the gameplay portion of today's video. This was my very first game in the Wisconsin. So far, from what I can tell, these guns are very, very accurate. I mean, I say very, they're still like, it's still in Iowa, so it's trolly, but if I recall, the dispersion on the, not the dispersion, but the Sigma on the Wisconsin is like 2.0 or something like that. You guys could let me know. It might even be 2.1, I don't know, but it seems and it feels quite accurate. The salvos that I have been getting have been very consistent. And if you know anything about me, I love consistency. I love consistent battleships. And if a battleship can consistently smack bitches around, it is a battleship that I am probably going to end up really enjoying. So hopefully the more I play the Wisconsin, and hopefully if I can actually get a lot of games recorded, and maybe even some really good ones that I can maybe show you guys in the future, this ship might quickly become my favorite battleship in the game. Or at tier 8, maybe. At tier 8. But it feels really good, okay? Now, it's still in Iowa, and I have a little bit of resentment towards Iowas in this game, just because of how Wargaming has shafted them quite a bit. In terms of, like, the Iowa herself and the Missouri, and they should be so much better. In my opinion, all Iowas should have, like, a 2.0 Sigma minimum, okay? But that's a topic for another video, and I did talk about that not too long ago on my Iowa buff video. I covered the Iowa a few weeks back when it was buffed. And but anyway, opening salvo right there, 7 out of 9 hits right there, 20,000 damage, temper activated, and we're gonna get another shot off here on this Pommern, and we're gonna absolutely smack him, just like that. I mean, already, the first couple salvos, we are up to 31,000 damage. That right there is super strong, being able to quickly reload your guns like that, having your reload booster. That is really, 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 really helpful. Okay. And there's not a lot of battleships that can do that, and honestly, it throws off a lot of people. A lot of people do not expect an Iowa or an American battleship to just having to reload that quick. And the fact that you have good accuracy on top of that, if you run an accuracy build, also, look at that, bruh, I don't know what the hell our RNG is right now, but look at that, what we just did to that Pommern. Double Citadel his bitch ass. Are you kidding me? Well, he's dead. I mean, like, holy smokes. Right off the rip, broadside people, especially battleships and heavily armored targets, they get fucked up. I mean, from what I can tell. Okay, now we're shooting at an Ohio, and again, the grouping is not horrible. It's spreading out a bit, but still, you know, unfortunately, it kind of went wonky at the end there. But so far, also 69,000 damage. Ha 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 ha. But so far, I can just see this thing being nasty. I mean, the guns are nasty. Now, what else is nasty is the Minotaur that is spamming armor piercing at me. He is going to be annoying for the remainder of the game. And this right here is one of the Wisconsin's major downsides. And honestly, all of the Iowa's major downsides is when they get shot at, they just take loads of damage. This thing has a lot of superstructure, and cruisers, especially British light cruisers like Minotaurs, have no problems just absolutely ripping this thing apart. And you definitely do not want to be the center of attention in the Wisconsin. You just don't. Because you take so much damage. Like, it's so easy to farm a Wisconsin. It really is. So, you definitely want to kind of be careful. You want to be cautious. You do not want to be pushing straight in like a German battleship and just charging in and dying. You know what I mean? Now, again, look at that. Some of those shells are coming together very nicely. And we got 4 pens there for 8K. I think some of them were turret penetrations. But still, very nice accuracy nonetheless. I mean, it's not even about the accuracy, it's just the guns are consistent. These guns, basically, they feel like Alabama guns. Like, the Alabama, it feels like I'm getting Alabama accuracy with these guns. Does that make any sense? If you ever played the Alabama, the Tier 7 Premium American Battleship, that's what this feels like. It feels like an Alabama, but with, like, slightly more accurate guns. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Again, not a lot of damage there because he turned in last second, but again, the salvos that I am seeing, the consistency that I am getting, very, 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 very good, right? Now, this Minotaur is about to get behind the island. I am going to activate my reload booster to hopefully get a shot off before he goes around that island. And we get a shot off, and let's see what we do to him. Not the best accuracy in the world, but again, we still hit him 3 times. Now, he's lucky that he did not get citadeled. If that was me and that Minotaur, I probably would have blown up like a Christmas tree on the 4th of July, but nevertheless, at least we hit him a few times, so we made him definitely, like, you know, we made him definitely regret life choices. He now knows that I can hit him. Like, he's like, ah, yeah. And it's funny because that Minotaur is going to hide behind that island over there for the rest of the game. I'm not even joking. That Minotaur is going to be hiding behind that island for the rest of the game. Honestly, all of these cruisers are. There's also a Dalian over here, and the Dalian also hides behind the island for the entire game. These cruisers that I see just play like complete babies. And honestly, that's okay, because that allows me to push up here and do some things. As you guys can see, I'm having a little bit of fun with this Ohio. Meanwhile, I'm taking a bunch of my teammates' torpedoes, and down that Ohio goes. And yeah, so far we're up to 104,000 damage. Now, I don't want to be in here anymore. I'm turning around. I know that destroyer's not in that gap there because, well, I would be spotted if he was. So I'm not too concerned about torpedoes, so I'm turning away, and I'm going to reposition. Now, this game could have been a lot better if these cruisers weren't as passive as they are. Like, if this Minotaur would have shown his face, if this Dalian would have shown his face more often, I probably would have been able to just absolutely nuke the ever-living shit out of them and get easily 150 plus K damage. But unfortunately, these guys play like, you know, island humpers, and, well, there you go. And it's kind of funny because the way they play, it's like you're not doing any favors for your team. Like, if I was that Minotaur, I would be kiting out, and I would be, like, literally farming the Wisconsin. Like, if you know what you're doing, you could dodge incoming salvos pretty easily, but either way, it's whatever. I mean, players play how they want, right? But, yeah, so far, all I'm doing here is I'm just not being stupid. Both of these cruisers have torpedoes. I know there's a destroyer out here. I think it's a Gearing. He also has torpedoes. I don't need to be overly aggressive. I don't need to push around islands and take a wall of skill. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for these guys to hopefully make mistakes. And this Dalian makes some mistakes. But again, he's a light cruiser. And he gets overpenned 3 times. That's to be expected at this range especially. Overpens are expected. I mean, these are fucking literal cars. Okay, I'm shooting an entire car dealership that flies at like Mach fucking 2, okay? I'm expecting these shells to most likely overpenetrate. I mean, it's to be expected, okay? Especially shooting at lightly armored targets. Now, I'm not even going to bother shooting at that Gearing because my reload is so bad and he goes unspotted. I know I'm not going to be able to shoot at him. And again, look at this Minotaur. This Minotaur is just sitting behind the island the whole entire time. He just wants to be annoying, and I can't get damage. I'm just a little salty here because I'm like, bro, I want some more damage. Now, I thought he was going to back out here, but nope, he just stops. And he just, again, he's wasting everybody's time. And so far, it looks like our team is doing pretty good. I mean, we have more kills than they do. Unfortunately, though, we have 2 destroyers down. So, there is that. Yeah. Yep. This could easily switch, though. Like, they have 2 destroyers out there. This game could easily go bad. You know what I mean? This game could easily go very, very badly if our team throws, because they have more destroyers. Again, usually, the team with more destroyers ends up winning more often than not. But in this game in particular, they have no battleships left. All their battleships are dead, and they only have a couple light cruisers that are playing very, very passively. And their destroyers, I don't know what the hell they're doing. So, yeah, they're basically setting themselves up to lose. Now, I'm not born yesterday. I am not just going to completely go around this island like a dumbass. I am going to get close enough to where I can get this Minotaur RGA'd. There he is. And now my teammates should hopefully be able to shoot at him. I absolutely refuse to give this Minotaur a kill. I refuse. I'm not going to do it. There ain't no way I'm taking torps. It's just not going to happen. But what I will do is I will allow my teammates to farm him and take him down. And that's exactly what they're doing. The teammates are doing a fantastic job. We have him spotted and, well, yep, down he goes. And all there is left now is 2 destroyers and a Dalian. And I'm like, fuck it, I got nothing else better to do. Here we go, let's just send it. 3 ships left. Dalian's out there at 9 kilometers. And we are going to come around here and see if we can't show this Dalian what's up. Let's see if we can't give him a little bit of a... Let's see if we can't give him a little bit of a sauce and a little bit of a... Turn him into a little bit of, like, shredded cheese. You know what I mean? You know, this is the Wisconsin, after all. Let's see if we can't absolutely turn this man into shredded cheese. There's some torpedoes, it looks like, from the gearing. We take one, unfortunately. Now, look at this accuracy. And he's angling, so that's going to cause me to Citadel him. Him angling there caused one of those shells to arm and Citadel. So, big mistake by him. And he does it again. He's angling, which causes my shells to arm. Oh, never mind, they overpen. What? He's actually even more angled than he was the first salvo. Somehow I don't get a Citadel there? Whatever, I don't know. RNG be RNG, right? Maybe they all landed high, I don't know. Wasn't really paying attention. Anyway, he's about to die, so I'm switching my attention over to the gearing. I have HE loaded, and we're going to be able to smack the fuck out of this gearing, just like so. 6K right there, a fire, a couple incapacitations, and we're going to get our back gun around, and we're going to smack him again for another 3K, basically. Knocked out a torp tube, got another incapacitation, and down he goes. That is him dead. 144,000 damage. In my first game. This is my very first game. This ship definitely has some crazy, crazy potential. Okay, I'm not like a great player by any means, right? I'm not a god when it comes to battleships. But I'm above average, if anything. And if I can make this thing work, I'm sure a lot of you absolute nerds out there can make this thing work as well. This thing seems really good. The guns are really strong, okay? Again, it's a battleship, though, at the end of the day, so it's still, you know, you still succumb to, like, torpedo spam, you still succumb to HE spam, and RNG. You are at the mercy of RNG, more often than not, okay? So that's something to keep in mind, but if you can manage to get the right circumstances to accumulate and the right RNG to happen and whatnot, this thing, you could have some crazy potential with it. And hopefully, the more I play it in the future, the more stuff I can get done with it, and maybe even have some future videos out with this thing and whatnot. But nevertheless, there we go. That is that game over with right there. So, yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in to today's video. That is the Wisconsin. Very, very strong potential right here, for sure. 100%. If you guys have the Wisconsin, let me know what you guys think of it. If you guys don't have it, if you guys are wondering how to get it, all you got to do is do the Admiralty backing. Get the campaign for 10 bucks, okay? 2,500 doubloons, and just do all of your weekly havocs, and you will have the Wisconsin in no time. It is definitely a campaign that I would not miss out on, especially if you are a fan of American battleships, okay? It's a very strong ship for sure, and it has a lot of potential. Now, with that out of the way, I will show you guys the commander build for the final time here. We are running William Sims, Andrew Cunningham, Otto Ciliacs as inspirations. We've got Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, Reaching Out XXL, and Fire with Fire. He's a Legendary 4, Rank 16 Captain. And again, if you can do what I did with a free-to-play commander, 150k, you could probably do even better than me. I mean, even I can probably do better than I did in that first game. If I play this thing more often, I'm sure I can have crazy games with this. It has potential. So, yeah. Anyways, that is going to go and do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. And I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.